This is the Meta 1 month overview reading for the month of March 2023. It's currently February 15th, 2023, 11:47 p.m. Eastern Time. Meta at the time of this reading is currently $177.16. And the shuffle file that I'm about to play, the original reading, was recorded on January 21st, 2023 at 9:22 p.m. Eastern Time. That's this file right here. The overall theme and behavior for the month, we have multiple failed attempts to break through key resistance level. A significant move in the middle of the month, it looks like, and then we have it's crossed with some price swings. Behavior around the high, we have sideways fluidity, probably see the high twice. Sideways fluidity usually indicates like an equal amount of bulls and bears, inflow and outflow, and you just kind of like do a sideways thing. Sometimes it's big swings, sometimes it's a narrow range, but it's sideways behavior. Behavior around the lowest low, we establish support, and then there's a notable move to the upside standing out on a 1 month chart. It looks like we do quite a bit of, like the first 2.5 weeks, it looks like we're bumping up against resistance, right? We've got the upper end of a range here on the second, on a prominent crest on the 6th, prominent crest on the 7th, 8th, like on the cusp. Resistance on the 9th, resistance on the 13th. This is likely the same resistance, the Princess and the Ace of Swords. Upper end of a range here. Resistance. And then we get into some price swings, it looks like. So my sense is that we probably have the highest high here on the 15th. It's the 15th, 16th, probably the 15th. We may see that same price level here on the cusp of the 7th, 8th, or close, but there's bumping up against resistance throughout these first 2-3 weeks. It'll be like a similar resistance level. We'll fail to break through. It's a strong resistance level, like multiple times we'll fail to break through. And then it looks like the lowest low is most likely here on the 28th. That's where the highest probability of it is, and there's a bit of a price swing there as well. The establishment of support, followed by a notable move higher, and then the establishment of a higher support which was once resistance. So that falls into the same price behavior as the lowest low behavior. And so does all of these bumps up against resistance. It's kind of like sideways fluctuation, right? All right, so on the first, we have an unexpected move to the upside. Usually that's from out of a decline, but not always. So an unexpected move to the upside and an opportunity there on the first in a prominent crest. It's either the first or the second, but prominent crest or peak there when we meet the upper end of the range there on the first, second. On the third, we rally along a diagonal, so we likely open lower, and then we rally along a diagonal trend line, breaking through horizontal resistance, meeting second resistance, then pulling back to somewhere between those two price levels. We have on the 6th sideways S formation within a channel, so we drop from resistance to support, fully retrace all the way back to resistance, fully retrace all the way back to support there on the 6th within a channel. On the 7th, we have a sideways fluctuating rally that precedes a decline. Looks like the decline starts towards the end of the day on the 7th, and we decline it looks like we gap up to a high or a breakout on the 8th, morning of the 8th, and then we decline again there pretty notably. That decline offers an opportunity, which I'll get into in the paid version, all the opportunities that I see, guys, in more detail. On the 9th, there's an important resistance level that's highlighted. It can be utilized as like a mean point between a high and a low, a mean point for like a straddle or strangle. And a lot of price levels likely covered there on the 9th, offering opportunity to put on each leg at a different time. There's also quite a lot of like choppiness going on here, guys. We have a prominent crest here on the 6th, prominent low on the 7th, prominent crest on the 8th, prominent low on the 8th. I mean, it's going back and forth throughout this week. On the 10th, we open higher. It looks like after a prominent low at the end of the day on the 9th, we open higher on the 10th. and we drop through multiple support levels. There's a speech, somebody speaking at the end of the day on the 10th. It can be trusted. It can be trusted. On the 13th, we likely hit the same price level we saw around the 9th. Same resistance level, another opportunity to position oneself in both directions. 14th, we decline from a support level down to a second support level, rotate sideways along that support for a bit throughout the day, and then we break down through multiple support levels, establishing a sound foundation, at least for the day on the 15th. No, I think this is a male ruler. It's not a sound foundation. It's a male ruler that's highlighted. There's price swings here on the 15th, a prominent crest or peak, probably a high there actually. A highest high, and then it's either on the 15th or the 16th. On the 16th, we have a decline, and we have a rally that offers an opportunity to trade, and a day trade opportunity in there on the 16th, and a prominent new trough after creating that highest high there. On the 17th, we failed to break through key resistance, followed by decline through support. It's likely the same resistance that we saw that we fell from on the 14th. On the 20th, we have a rally that increases with momentum moving forward in time, another trade opportunity as well. Guys, if you're interested in the paid version where I talk about the best trades, you check it out on our website, Tarot for Traders, at our Eso-Meta forecast right here. You type in the ticker you're interested in subscribing for, the ticker, the crypto, the commodity. Click on monthly subscription, and you get that every month until canceled. It has the best trades that we see throughout the month. Very valuable, and this is the lowest it's ever going to be ever again. It will never be, once we change the price from 111, it'll be a higher price. We'll never see 111 again. It's way too low, my friends. With that said, let's get back into it. Oh, it's also important to point out, we have a lowest low here in early March as well, on the 1 year. I'm seeing a lowest low in March on a lot of 1 year, so that's important to point out. So we'd want to be getting into, on a longer term basis, we'd want to be getting into some bullish trades, which I can get into in the paid version in more detail. In any case, on the 21st, we decline through multiple support levels on a 1 month scale. On the 22nd, we break out through a key resistance level on a 1 month scale. On the 23rd, we're back to volatility, and in that volatility, there's a sharp drop that stands out. Looks like we have a prominent crest at the beginning of the day on the 22nd, prominent crest at the beginning of the day on the 24th. Either that or we open higher, and there's a hard decline at the very beginning of the day on the 24th. Either we open higher and there's a hard decline at the beginning of the day on the 24th, or we gap down on the morning of the 24th. One of the two. But there's 3 pokes through the same price level on the 24th, and then a sharp drop from that third poke. Decline continues into the 27th, increasing with momentum, bringing us to most likely a lowest low here on the 28th, where we establish support. There's a day trade opportunity here on the 28th. There's a significant swing trade opportunity here on the 28th. I'll get into this in more detail in the paid version, and we move to the upside significantly. There's a real significant price swing here. Matter of fact, the biggest price swings are on the 3rd, the 15th, and the 16th, but there's just a price swing in here between the 28th and the 29th. We go from a lowest low to a prominent crest or peak, when we attempt to reestablish support at a higher level here on the 9th, or excuse me, on the 29th, and we decline pretty hard at the end of the day on the 29th or overnight into the 30th. On the 30th, we have erratic behavior back and forth through the same price level, in the midst of which we revisit a crest that was recently a past opportunity, probably the crest of the 29th. And then on the 31st, we failed to break through key resistance, followed by a sharp decline through key support. We have a highest high in April, or excuse me, I should say we have a higher price level at the high of April than we did in March. And the sneak preview for April is sideways rotation along key support, rising to meet the nearest key resistance, and then falling back down and continuing to rotate sideways. But we'll get into the April report in much more detail come March. Guys, that's the March 2023 1-month overview reading. Let me know what you think by hitting that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and most importantly, let me remind you, it's crucial that you follow the rule of karma. If you plan to continue profiting from this information, you must follow the rule of karma every single time. That's paying 5% of your profits forward, 5% of your profits backwards. And you can do the forward here at any of these charities or some other place that you like. The 5% back here at PayPal or Cash App. Much appreciated. I'm seeing more and more people do that every single day. More and more angel investors spreading good deeds into the world with the wealth that we're bringing about through this free information. So blessings to you, my friends. I'll see you on the next one, and stay tuned. If you got the paid version, we're going to get into the best trades in just a sec.